control over.
Go ahead, 37 over.
Number 37, proceed to Abavana down for an emergency involving a male patient falling from a height. Over.
Roger, 37 over.
Number 37, contact this number for further directions. 0244-175766. Over.
Roger, 37 over.
Last control out.
37 out. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Million from the National Ambulance Service. Please, we just received a call for an emergency in your residence. Coming over, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Crew on board, emergency.
Welcome to another episode of the Auto Showroom. We are still here with the National Ambulance Service. And yes, we've learned a lot about the National Ambulance Service, the work they do, their personnel, you know, the history, how they started, some of the issues they've had over the years. And also, we've learned a lot about the ambulance itself. It is the Auto Showroom, of course, so we need to learn about the vehicle that plays a central role in their work. All the key and essential equipment within the ambulance has been introduced to us. On today's episode, however, we have been lucky, or should I say unlucky, because they have gotten a live call and they will be walking in very, very soon. As you can see, they're going to pick up someone and we will be joining them. So we'll give you a view of what their work is like, and hopefully they'll be able to save a life. But join us for this particular ride on the Auto Showroom, and yes, we will be making sure this particular episode is exhilarating and also is informative. You're watching the Auto Showroom. Join us as we go and pick up our patients and hopefully save their lives.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
I hope it's not too serious.
No, when we get there, we'll see the severity of the case. But in the meantime, they've given us a contact number to contact casualty or a relative.
All right. A bit about the case?
Yes, so we've been dispatched, as I earlier said, by dispatch center to an emergency, a domestic incident at Abavana Junction. So they've given us a brief history about the case. That is a fall from a height.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they've given us the number to also call to get further details.
Okay.
So we've done that and we've realized it's a fall from a height. It's a male patient.
Okay.
So as we are mobile to the place, we'll be averting our minds to the kind of injuries and the kind of equipment to be used in the ambulance. Okay. So when we get there, we first of all do a scene safety, assess the scene before the EMTs move to the scene to assess the patient.
Great. I mean, for our viewers, what's your full name and your designation?
My name is Sylvanus Kofi Agbeko. I'm a principal advanced EMT of the National Ambulance Service.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, I hope the patient is well. But I mean, from where you sit, this is...
Oh. So, yeah. Wow. So as you can see, we arrived at the location, and we want to do some small scene size up before we get to where the patient is.
Okay.
So as a leader of the team, I'm doing scene size up. The scene is safe, so we can now approach the patient.
Okay.
So these are my crew members. We are going to assess the patient. So first of all, So when I get there, hello, hello, please, what's,
My name is Adija.
so please, what happened to him?
He was just fixing the DSTV, the dish for me, and he fell down.
Okay, we are here to help you.
Please
You'll be
help us.
fine, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Hello, how are you? Can you hear me? Okay. So it's a fall from a height, so let somebody stabilize the head, bring the cervical collar.
Wow. Okay, so I guess it appears.
As you can see, we have a real emergency here. We've assessed the patient. His primary assessment is okay. His breathing, his airways are okay. So we suspect a spinal injury, cervical injury. So we are fixing the cervical collar. We will log roll him onto the spine board so that we can align his spine very well, so that we don't aggravate the situation. Thank you. So that's what you can see the colleagues doing.
Wow. This is serious.
So guys, we are going to log roll him onto the spine board.
So they're now about to lift him on.
So by the count of 3, we bring him to my side. So we count 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So by the count of 3, we lower him onto the spine board. Let's go. So we are going to align him properly on the spine board. So we go back and front. So let's hold him here. No. So hold him here. So up, down. All right. Bring the straps. Let's strap him.
So you're witnessing the EMTs basically trying to strap someone who just, I believe.
So what we just did is to align him properly on the spine board so that we don't aggravate the situation. You know, with spinal injuries, if we do not take care of the patient well, we end up paralyzing the patient or even the person going
further aggravating the injury.
So that's what you saw us doing.
So usually how much time do you spend on a scene like this?
On a scene like this, close to 5 to 10 minutes should be okay for the patient. His vitals are okay, his breathing okay, his airway is okay. So we need to take time and stabilize him before we transport him today.
I'm sure on some scenes you find worst case scenarios.
Some scenes you go, the person is not breathing, you have to take your time to open his airway to make the person to breathe before you stabilize him and transport him to the field. If it is an accident case, sometimes you go, the person is bleeding profusely, you need to arrest the bleeding and also manage the bleeding before you transport the person onto the ambulance. So this case we are suspecting a spinal injury because he fell from a height. So we are suspecting that maybe he used his head to come and hit the floor or his spine. So we need to stabilize him well to be able to get to the hospital in one unit so that we don't end up aggravating the situation of the patient. So what we normally advise the community is that when there's any incidents like this, call the professionals to come and handle.
They shouldn't handle it themselves.
Yes, because you don't have all this equipment to handle the case. You will come with all this spine board and all these head blocks to stabilize the patient before we transport.
But do you sometimes face challenges from the relatives and you know?
Sometimes they do not understand our process. They think you are delaying time. Instead of you to just bang out the person and put him in the ambulance, they think you are delaying time. So we try to educate them. When there's a need to bring the police in to keep the situation calm, we bring them in to allow us to work on our patients.
Are we ready to move now?
Yes, we are ready to move now. So, yes, bring the trolley inside.
So more straps being applied to his head and other parts of his body, all in an effort to stabilize him as they bring the trolley in, so they lift him and move him appropriately. And as you know, some of our roads are not the best, so the movements becomes an issue. But now it appears that they've safely, strapped him in and are about to lift him onto the trolley.
So by the count of 3, we lower the trolley. 1, 2, 3. So in emergency services, everything is done in a unit. every activity you do, it should be in one unit. So that
everybody knows what they're doing.
Yes.
So I'm seeing 4 professionals here.
Yes.
Do you always go with 4 or more sometimes?
Yeah, it depends on the number of casualties we have.
Okay.
And also the type of incident that we have.
Okay.
So without wasting much time, we want to
Alright.
load our patient
You need
onto
my
the
help?
trolley board.
Oh, you okay?
We can
Okay.
do that.
Okay, I'm not a professional, you know, so I just watched him do it. There you go, lifted onto the trolley. Still stable. Some more affixing being done. Hopefully he's not too hurt. I mean, just like seat belts that keep you in strap, the trolley also comes with its own belts that ensures that the patient is stable and not moving.
So now we have stabilized our patient onto our trolley. We are going to move him into the ambulance for care to continue.
Okay.
So you can join us.
Right, so we're just going to join them. They're taking him into the ambulance, and then he will be taken to the hospital as well. So we'll just follow them to ensure that we capture the full process for you to appreciate. Wow. 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 All right, so join us. I want to come out for day. When they come out, they move.
So now our patient is in our ambulance, care continues on transit. So what we do is we are going to apply our monitors to get his BP, get his SpO2, get his baseline vitals, so that if there's any condition that is with him, we can detect it. So as the car moves, it's a very chaotic scene.
Yeah.
This is what normally happens in ambulance.
Wow.
So we are fixing our monitors on him.
So you're checking his vitals, I guess?
Yes, so we are applying the monitoring device to check his vitals. So let's go. So this machine in ambulance helps us to monitor the patient's vitals. It helps us to monitor his BP, his pulse, his SpO2, that is the oxygen saturation in his blood. So now his pulse is okay. His BP, yes, his pulse is 75, which is okay. The SpO2 is 99, which is very high. The BP is still rated, so when the numbers come, I'll give it to you. So we keep monitoring this patient to detect any abnormality in the vitals. When we detect it, we immediately give an intervention to correct it. So this machine is very useful to us in that.
So the car is moving,
Yes.
you know, holding on to dear life.
Yes, just in the bid to save life.
Wow. Wow.
So most of the times, the public, they do not know what happens in ambulance. They think we just are having fun, disturbing them. So this video will help to educate the general public about what happens in ambulance, so that in case they see an ambulance, they would know that yes, there's a patient inside. Even if there's no patient inside, the ambulance may be moving to a scene
to pick up a
save
patient.
life. Yes.
Wow.
So the BP is 130/77. That is okay. So this patient is stable. Only that we need to just stabilize him so that we don't aggravate his spinal injury.
So which hospital are we taking him
We are
to?
going to Mamobi for treatment.
Okay.
So what happens is, as we pick the case, we will relay to control for them to inform Mamobi for the clinic that there's this ambulance coming with so and so case, so that they will also be ready for us when we get there. Yes.
Wow. Do you need me to move?
No,
Do you need me
it's
to
fine.
move? You
No,
okay?
no, no.
Okay. So I guess when you're in traffic, I mean, it gets frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Most of the road users sometimes want to compete with the ambulance. Some of the challenges are governmental and some are attitudinal. But with the governmental is the nature of the road. You see this patient, we need a very smooth road to transport him on. But the nature of our roads, bumpy and all that.
Nature of the road.
So as the driver too is an emergency medical technician, is aware of the situation, so he would also manage how to drive the ambulance. And also the drivers, the taxi drivers, especially and the trotro drivers, they want to compete with the ambulance because they think there's nobody inside. We are just having fun around, just disturbing them. So I think this medium is very good,
critical, yes,
so that the public will know that with the ambulance service,
whenever, whatever, when you see them coming,
you hear the siren, just pave a way for them. It might be your relative, it might be your wife, it might be your child, it might be any relative of yours. So whenever you hear the siren, just give a way for the ambulance to just pass through.
Appreciate that. Yes. That's well, but I mean, he seems fine now.
Yes, it's okay. So I'll try to engage him, even though the monitor is picking up his vitals. My concentration shouldn't be on the monitor.
Okay.
I'm monitoring the patient. So manual monitoring too is very appreciable. Okay. You need to monitor him manually. Engage him. Hello, can you hear me? Tell the patient to move his eyes and all that. So he's okay.
Can you tell him to move his eyes?
Yes, can you move your eyes? Yes, he's moving his eyes. It's fine. You'll be fine, okay? You need to reassure the patient.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to reassure the patient. You'll be fine, okay? You'll be fine. You're going to Mamobi Polyclinic. You'll be fine, okay? And good hands.
Did you sometimes get difficult patients?
Yeah, sometimes. Patients, sometimes the condition will make them very agitated. Sometimes you get to a scene, because of the fall, he hits his head on the floor and the mind becomes so agitated. We call those patients, yes. So you need to calm them down. You need to get a relative to talk to them so that they know that yes, you are there to help them or not to worsen their situation. So our patient is fine. The monitoring vitals are okay, but we need to keep monitoring him because in an emergency anything can change within a split of seconds. The numbers will change and you need to give an intervention.
I mean, normally people provide pre-hospital emergency care.
Yes.
I mean, for how long does it normally take to get to the hospital, you know?
Yes, so it depends on the road situation,
the
congestion on the road, and also the facility you are traveling to. When the facility is, this patient needs to be, what we do not know is, you need to transport the patient to an appropriate facility. A facility that will be able to handle the situation. You don't pick a patient with an injury and transport him to any facility. You need to know that that facility will be able to handle the situation you're bringing there. So it depends on the availability of facilities. Sometimes you go to a facility, they'll tell you there's no bed. You need to travel to another facility. So all these things together will make the traveling distance or case handling time.
I mean, are there for you, are there any improvements that can be made to the entire, emergency service ecosystem to ensure that, the Ghanaian gets better healthcare service? Is it better communication between you and the hospitals, better roads? What exactly from where your perspective can be done?
Yes, first of all, you need to look at the WHO recommended number of ambulance per population. Now we are lagging way behind. Even though this new flex, we are lagging behind.
Now we have one per constituency.
Yes, but when you look at the population in the constituency, there's more than one ambulance. We need about 3 or 4 or 5 ambulances in one constituency. For instance, we have just been dispatched for this case. What if another emergency happens at the constituency? It goes forward. So that's why we are saying that we need to improve upon the ambulance ratio.
Yes.
So that at least there will be enough ambulances to cater for the kind of emergencies that we run. And also, with the kind of road network that we have, it could be very appropriate if we have emergency lanes designated for emergency vehicles, like the ambulances, the fire service, the police, so that in case of an emergency, you just use that lane and get to your destination a bit faster.
Wow.
And also, with the kind of communications that we have with the hospitals, if it can be improved, if there could be a system, so that at least when you pick a case, the hospitals would also be aware. Now we are doing that, but we are doing it manually.
Yes.
If there can be any digitization of that process, so that at least when you pick a case, the hospital knows that yes, this ambulance station has picked a case and they're coming right to them. That one will also help.
Wow. You can actually tell how long it will take you to actually get there, the route you are taking and all. Wow. Interesting.
So as we are going, we are still monitoring our patient. He's fine, his vitals are okay, and I'll try to engage him to know that his vitals are as you see on the monitor. Mr. Prince, are you okay? Are you okay? Alright, it's fine. So as we are monitoring, we are also doing documentation. We will hand over the patient together with the documentation, the treatment that we've done for him in ambulance. So that when we get to the hospital, they can also continue the treatment from where we left.
But how would you be able to do documentation doing all of this?
Yes, it's our normal work we do, so we are used to it. Yes.
Wow.
So as you can see, there's a lot of traffic on the road. Some of the drivers are refusing to give the ambulance away. So this is what we face on a daily basis. To be an EMT in this part of the country is not easy.
I mean, do you think there should be prosecution for drivers who unduly delay the movement of,
I think education would help. I think we should start from the education, then we can go to prosecution. Because we need to educate them. Some of them is out of ignorance. So we need to educate them. Then we can go ahead and enforce the law as and when it is to be. So we are moving to Mamobi Polyclinic. And my colleague at the front seat has informed our dispatch center to tell them that we are coming there.
Okay. Do you remember any challenging case you've had recently?
Yeah, every case is.
Anyone that stands out recently that made you appreciate the work of the ambulance service?
Mostly is a case involving maternal and pediatrics children. Okay. Anytime you have such cases, you try to put yourself in the shoes of maybe a husband or a father. Because I'm also a father, I'm also a husband. So when I get some of those cases, it's kind of emotional. So I try to do my best to save a life. Because once you save a life, you go home very fulfilled. That's true. Yes.
So that's your fulfillment?
Yes.
I think we are here, right?
Yes, yeah. I've arrived at Mamobi Polyclinic.
Great, awesome.
So my colleague at the front said we will lay back to control that we are at Mamobi Polyclinic. So Mr. Prince, we have arrived at Mamobi Polyclinic. We are going to hand over everything to the hospital authorities. They will continue from there. Yeah, you'll be fine, okay?
You'll be fine, sir. You'll be fine. You're in good hands.
Very capable hands. So we know.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, Please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the Go TV and Star Times box. Citi TV, it's your world.
So it's been another educational episode of the Auto Showroom, spending time with the National Ambulance Service, learning everything we can about them, the vehicle they use, the personnel involved, the cases they have, and also the challenges that has been afflicting the service. Now we also got to do a simulation with them, more or less, going to pick up an individual who has been hurt and also delivering them to the hospital, and we were able to do that successfully. And hopefully you got to experience the issues they have when they are in traffic, and also appreciate the calls they are making to the public to ensure that whenever they hear the sirens of the National Ambulance Service or even the car approaching, they will give them way. Now, that's how we wrap up today's edition of the show. Before we go, though, it's time to bring you the answer to our auto trivia. And the question we're asking is, or the question we asked is, in what year was the National Ambulance Service established or formed? And the answer is 2004. Hope you got the answer there. Many thanks for watching today's episode. My name is Bobby Osei. We'll be back next week with more.